Hey everyone, this is Georgette Truan, the host for CPS We'll Talk with Miss G, and I also work with attorney Vincent Davis. And I am here with Lindsay. Hello, Lindsay.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just came back from my friend's graduation, my friend's daughter's graduation.
Yeah, how'd it go?
And do you know the story that I tell you about the firefighter? And a friend of mine that was our client,
Yeah,
and her husband was a firefighter. And anyways, today she went and um she was with her daughter taking pictures, and the stepmom didn't even go. The mom was there, like we were there the whole entire thing, for 4 hours or 3 hours. And then um the stepmom came at the end, like after the kids came out already, right? And her dad. And then the mother, my friend, was like with her daughter taking pictures. She's so proud of her, loving her, blah. But the child was so distraught, like she was like she couldn't enjoy her mother because she kept looking like, who's watching? Get it? So she
yeah.
was serious throughout the whole entire graduation, but she's so scared to show affection to her mom. And you guys, as you guys know, her mother's ex-husband's wife that helped him take the children from her at a young age is a judge. And I saw her looking at my friend like she committed a crime because she's enjoying her daughter.
That's
And
what we're supposed to do as parents.
no, she doesn't want, see, the thing is, she doesn't have girls. So what she did is she helped my friend's ex-husband, to steal her daughters from him. I mean, from her.
Yeah, man, that
Literally
sucks.
helped him. She was literally having sex with him when she was married to him, my friend.
Oh my goodness.
Him. So they've been together throughout the whole entire marriage.
That's so messed up.
And to me, I looked at her today, and she was so, it's like she's trying to, so my friend has two daughters. She makes them feel guilty for wanting to be with the mother. Isn't that sad?
That is so sad.
She's a judge in LA County. That's how sad it is. So when I tell you guys that they're corrupt, they are so corrupt that they would literally turn children against their biological mother so they can gain control of them.
It's
And
just
that's,
so sad.
yeah, it is. It's very sad. Tell me what you think. Just tell me what
So
you.
I feel like that's like so traumatic for the children as well. Like not just for the mother, but for the children. They're not doing anything wrong by loving their mother. And they
Right.
should never feel like they are.
Yeah, but unfortunate.
That's the unfortunate
Yeah,
reality of it
like,
is
I
we have
yeah,
people that are messed up like that.
yeah. Like I told my friend, I said I'll pray for her and him. But honestly, it's this is the time I say to myself, it's so hard being a Christian because I literally see evil.
In the entire world around you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sad. Like my
How do
friend's
you
little
interact
daughter. Yeah,
when you're so
yeah, like
aware of what's
yeah,
going on?
like she literally, the youngest daughter of my friend, she doesn't see her anymore every weekend as she used to. And she went from I want to be with you, mom, to I don't, I want to be with dad and Lynn. Um, I don't know what I'm talking about. No, I do know what I'm talking about. I just blabbered out her.
Yeah, it's so hard
I'm
because,
so
like,
yeah, my
what do
friend.
you do?
I just blabbered out my friend's name, and I promised her I would not say her name. But
Oh, she's gonna be
I
sad.
know, I know. But yeah, it's just I just wish I can speak freely about these people, and I wish I can mention names. I wish I can. Um, it's so sad, so sad. You
It
know,
really is.
the other day, and this is CPS. You know, CPS literally got in, like, that judge was a district attorney, got into connection with CPS because she has connections with them. Then she became a judge. The same exact year the children were in CPS custody.
Oh, imagine that.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And as she was
Yeah.
attorney, I would watch my friend in tears, and she would be like in court hugging people, social workers, the children's minor councils. I mean, it was just insanity.
That's
Insanity.
crazy to me.
Right. Right. And then the sad part, the saddest part is my friend told me the other day, last week, her daughter didn't was not picked up from school for like 3 hours.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she said to my friend, her daughter called her and she's in tears, and she said, um, she told her mom, please pick me up because my dad's wife didn't come. And she said she was coming 3 hours ago and she never showed up. And then she said I texted her and I let her know that that if you're not gonna pick me up, I'll just call my mom to pick me up. That's what she told her. So the stepmom, the judge that helped her dad steal the children from the mother, um, told the child, "You hurt me to my core. That I am the one been picking you up all these years. That you would decided that you will call your mom." But this
She
is
was
an
3 hours late.
It doesn't matter. I'm giving you an example. They don't
Oh,
do they don't just do this in the courtroom. They do this in real life.
yeah, it bleeds over into their personal lives,
There you
clearly.
go.
Like your poor friend.
So you basically the child felt guilty for wanting her mom, but then the father, she calls the dad, crying to her dad, and her dad is like, just apologize to her. Just
No.
apologize. Yeah, for no reason. Just for God's sakes. He didn't say God's sakes because he doesn't believe in God, but he just said to his daughter, you know what? Even if you're wrong, still apologize. Because she's a judge.
See, that's so messed up. You're conditioning children at that point
Yeah,
to not stand up for what is right, but to continue to be complicit in allowing these things to happen.
correct. So what's sad about all this is that my friend, I mean, she's a good mom. She doesn't do anything bad. She's never had a record. Nothing. Nothing. That woman doesn't do nothing. And they
Just
still treated her like crap. So
that's
it's
not
sad.
okay.
No.
I just that just hurts my heart for her and for those kids. Like they don't deserve that. This is not their fault or their burden to bear. They should not ever have to feel guilty. And it is shameful that we have people like this in power.
I definitely didn't vote for her. And, but it's that's why I believe people in pain. I
Yeah.
believe because corruption does exist in family court and in juvenile court. I'm just giving you an example of corruption in the fire department as well. And any man that has a badge or works for the government is literally, especially when they're connected to a district attorney or a judge. You know, like I said,
Yeah, does it make a huge difference?
It makes a huge difference because when I was with my friend in juvenile court, she we would see her when she was a district attorney hugging the minor counts the children's attorney,
Mm,
and he would be laughing at my friend's face, like literally, and he would do things like this to her, like, loser.
that's so mean
Yeah,
and just wrong and
I
so
know,
unprofessional.
but the attorneys for the children would just laugh at him doing that. So basically, they were all against the mother, and that woman, the judge I'm talking about, she has no daughters. So she took my friend's daughters and pretended to be the replacement of mommy, and her husband at the time said that in court. He said in court that he has a replacement for my friend's daughters.
That's so messed up.
And what I want to tell stepmoms out there, whether you're a um, freaking uh, judge or a district attorney or something, um, karma is a bad thing, because the pain you inflicted on the mother, it will come to you.
It's going to come
So
right back around and bite you.
exactly. So that man that you're with, may God have mercy on both of your souls. Because what you've done and what you continue to do, you're nothing but a jealous being. If you look at that judge that I'm talking about, she looks like crap. She looks like crap. First of all, she's older than him, right?
Yeah.
And she looks like crap.
Oh, I believe you. And I've seen a picture of your friend. I know she's like totally out of his league, but seriously, it just bothers me that people like this feel so terribly about themselves. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't feel terribly about themselves, because clearly she has no issue with being a horrible human being.
Right. She was so
It
upset
just
when the
bothers
mother
me.
was there, she literally left. Like then my friend's daughter's like, but you know, and she ran after her and left her mom.
Because she feels guilty because she's been
Yeah, she's gonna
conditioned
go
to
home
think
to
that,
her. Yeah, she's gonna go home to her. So guess what?
yep.
It's
Mm.
it's kind of like we're gonna have to put up with her. So we're gonna have to, like,
Yeah,
it's
I just hope your friend knows, like, you told her that it's, like, not her fault, right? Like, she's gotta know that, because it has nothing to do with anything she did.
it's not.
It's
She knows.
completely on.
She knows, but I felt her pain because I saw what the
Oh,
stepmother.
yeah.
She's not worthy to even have the word mother in it, because, and I have something to tell you guys. Whoever is a stepmom to anyone, remember there's a God. And if your husband started a smear campaign about a woman that gave him children, he's going to do the same thing to your sorry asset.
Yep.
So remember this: a man who respects the woman that gave him children, the mother of his children, whether he cares about her or not, is the man you would keep. The man who smears campaign the mother of his children is not a man to be worthy to be called a dad or a husband,
Absolutely.
because it takes a whole lot of character to be a dad. Anyone can be a father, but not everyone can be a dad. So remember that. So anyone out there who is marrying a man that has children, do not backstab the biological mother. If I am you, I would friend her. I would get to know her, whether he likes it or not. And I would co parent with her, because apparently the man you married is a coward. He
Yep.
cannot co parent because he is selfish, doesn't know how, and he's arrogant. So Women, wake the hell up and don't backstab each other
Yeah, we
because
gotta
of
back
a
each other
picture.
up. We
Don't
can't
do
be
it.
doing this to each other.
No, this is so
It's
sad.
ridiculous. Like you have women that are fighting over men or you know the situations that they're in or whatever, and it's like you guys realize that this is not becoming. It's not becoming. It doesn't look good on you or anyone else involved, and it's traumatic. You are essentially solidifying that belief that women hate other women, and that's not okay.
I know. And that's that's the reality of this whole thing today with my friend and her daughters and her daughter in graduation. And you know what's so sad? That's my friend's first graduation to go to after they stole her daughters from her.
Ugh,
They don't even want to give her that. You know,
that's so ridiculous.
a good dad or a good
And
step.
she has no record, nothing.
Mm-mm,
It
nothing.
just blows my
The
freaking mind.
only reason they took the children from my friend is because they said that the mother is telling the children not to love their dad. The mother is telling the children their dad is the devil. That's it. She's never said that. In fact, the children told DCFS, right? Mommy says pray for daddy. What did they write? The child said, Mommy said that daddy is the devil.
Yep, because that's what they
That's
do.
not even a reason to steal the children from their mother,
Nope.
right? It's not. It's not a reason because the children were more terrified there than
Yep.
they were with the mother because the mother they were being themselves. Over there, they had to look at them to see what they have to say. So basically, my children, I mean, sorry, her
See,
children.
that's a red flag right there. If they're looking to their caregiver for indication of, you know, am I saying what you want me to say? That's not good.
No,
That's
it's
not a
not.
good sign.
Even, you know what's so sad? One of the social workers wrote that in the report, and I told my friend, I said, this is kind of weird because one social worker wrote in your report that children are most safer with the mom because they're more themselves. But at the dad, they had to look at his wife and him for confirmation. So the first social worker wrote that. Then the second social worker wrote something completely different.
And psychologically speaking, now I'm not a doctor or anything, but it indicates that there is an element of like that need to have that confirmation shows that they don't feel secure with those caregivers. They just don't.
No,
They need constant reassurance
but they're
because
not.
it's not a healthy situation.
They shouldn't be called caregivers, though. See, that's the
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
title sociopath people. Because I swear, as God is my witness, I put this on the Holy Bible. I'm telling you the God honest truth right now. If you guys were there, you would literally see both of them as narcissistic.
I believe it. They sound like
And
they are just
his,
absolute monsters.
and his supply, which is his wife. So it's it's sad. It is so sad. But she looks at the mother like the mother is an infectious disease. But what's so sad, one of her kids told her before, she's jealous of you, mom. And
That's
her
probably true.
but no, but the mom told the child, why? She's a judge. I'm like, no one. That's what she said. Right? And then she says, she's jealous of you.
I bet
So
she is too,
it's not
because you know you could be a judge all day long, but that doesn't make you a mother. That doesn't make you the essence of the word mother.
about,
Like when you're a good mother, you've earned that title.
yeah.
And to me, it sounds like your friend has. So it drives the judge crazy.
Mhm. And my friend has an older child who is 30. So what? Really? And her boss The vice president of her company at the time wrote an amazing letter about her. Her son's dad wrote an amazing letter about her. And
That should go to show you right there, because if her older child's father is saying she's a good mother,
she was
like
married
what?
to him. Yeah, she was married to him for like 12 years. Way more than the scumbag she married after. Okay?
My goodness,
So basically,
common sense at that
that's
point.
why. Now do you get it? Now do you understand why?
Yeah.
Because it happened to my best friend. I saw the pain. I saw the injustice in her case. I saw everything that was going on while the social workers were laughing at her in court and siding with a scumbag because his connection. That only shows me how weak he is. That without a connection, he literally is a loser. He has to have a connection to be someone.
To feel like he means something. Yeah.
Exactly. No, he's not. He doesn't have his own identity. Sociopath and narcissistic people need to feed on somebody else's. They don't
Yep.
have their own self esteem, their own identity. They have nothing. Nothing. Because they're cowards. And what's so sad about it, she lied to my friend's daughter, telling her that it's all her mother's fault and that she examined all court documents and that daughter, the youngest daughter, believed her. After she said, I want to be with mom, she actually believed the judge who's married to her father.
Uh,
This is such a conflict of interest in every which way possible. And on
yeah,
top
every essence of the word it is.
of that, his mother is an attorney and his aunt is a department and social worker supervisor.
Well, there you have it. I mean,
Yeah, so
that's
the marriage,
blatant right there. That's like,
right. So the marriage was more of a business deal.
yeah,
A business deal. Because
that's not what
how
that's
are you
for.
gonna marry someone when your wife is just
Yeah.
barely delivered a baby? I mean, think about it. And that person helped him. So to me, if anyone tells me the system is not corrupt, or if anyone tells me that there are good people in the Department of Social Services, no, no, there isn't.
No, and if there are, they get weeded out pretty quickly.
Okay, no, Lindsay, there aren't. There, I'm sorry.
No, there aren't. That's what I'm saying is they
No,
want to go into social work and then they realize what it's about and they're like, oh no, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Because they aren't evil.
they're beyond evil. They give the devil, actually, Lucifer. Let me put it to you this way. Sometimes I wonder if Lucifer is telling them, hey, that's too much. You need to stop. I'm serious. I'm not being sarcastic or anything like that. Sometimes I wonder if people like them can be more evil than Lucifer. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, yeah. Because some of the stuff that they say and do, it's just like, how do you make your brain function that way?
Yeah. They're evil. They're so evil that after today, I just like I said, I looked at them um at the stepmom and I was like, that's the stepmom. That's the judge. She looks like a homeless lady. I kid you not, as God is my witness, as God is my witness. She looks like a homeless lady. And you know what's so sad? He used to make fun of my friend being overweight when she was pregnant. He used
Are
to
you
call her,
kidding me?
him and his mom used to call her Porky Pig. Um, she's a disaster control. No, she's a disaster waiting to happen, earthquake waiting to happen when she walks.
Oh my
His
gosh.
mother would buy her, um, what do you call that? Diet books. And every time she would eat something on the, like a meal, dinner, lunch, whatever with them, she would tell them, "You're eating like a pig." Yeah. But the judge was about 300 pounds when he married her. That's sad, isn't it? 300 pounds. Then she lost some weight, my friend said. And then today, when we saw her, I was like, she must be still eating because apparently nothing happened right for her.
uh
So,
like, how are you going to do that? You're going to hate on the person that's, literally giving you the world in your children, and you're going to hate on them because what? They gained some weight while they were pregnant?
no,
Really?
narcissistic men, all kinds of narcissists. So narcissists and sociopaths are very connected. Okay.
Yep.
So they will traumatize you. They will literally humiliate you. But at the beginning, they love bomb you.
Yep.
You become their everything. They love bomb you. So anything that anybody says about them, you're like, no, but I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. Right?
Yep, I experienced that. Everybody around me told me I was being foolish, and the only response I had was, "You don't see who he really is."
Mm-mm.
No, I didn't see who he really was,
No, no.
but I wasn't in a mindset to
I'm
realize
sure.
that.
I was literally pulling my hair today. Like the whole time, I'm like this and like this, like that. I swear I'm not joking. I'm like, I can't believe these people are doing this. I mean, to me, it's just because they are judges, you guys, it doesn't make them powerful. See, I look at it this way. If a judge is that ignorant, think about it. If a judge is that ignorant, first of all, people that have education and a certificate of whatever, um, it doesn't, how can I say it? The title defines them, but they don't define the title. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So their title is only an image, a facade, but they don't define the title, meaning,
the title isn't that person specifically.
yeah. Have you ever heard man, money doesn't make a man, right? Man makes money, meaning the money is not that doesn't affect the man, doesn't make him arrogant, but real men make money. There's a difference. Same thing with somebody that has a title. I don't believe in titles. If you're a CEO, for example, and you're hurting people and you're shaming people and you're degrading people, your title of CEO is crap. So, what is the
I
point of
agree.
having a title when you're inside, your behavior towards other people is crap? So, you can have a janitor, right, who's cleaning toilets, treat you better than somebody you're busting your buns for, or better than a husband that you busted your butt caring for.
Giving him everything that you can, and they just don't.
Everything. My friend did everything: clean, laundry, ironing, um, everything. She was spotless clean. Like the kids were always clean, always together, always fed, always chunky, had red cheeks, and so cute. You couldn't even hold her children because they were chubby. Like, when they're babies, they're like chubby, It's it's sad. It's sad what the system does to children.
Yeah.
And then from the anger and resentment and the confusion, the mother, my friend, developed diabetes. She developed a broken heart disease. The doctor told her, did you have, asked her what at the time, do you ever have trauma in your life? She didn't find out about her heart disease until a year later. So
Mm.
It's she went through a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So when mothers call me and say, Miss G, I need help, this, I want, there's no way in hell I cannot believe them.
I know. Yeah, I'm the same way
I
because I
can't.
know how easily we fall into it. I fell into it. I didn't see it coming, and I knew the risks or those signs, And I was like, "Oh, that'll not happen to me." I'm smart. You can
Yeah.
be as smart as you want. Narcissists are drawn to that. They are, and
Narcissists, you're right.
they're
They know
good.
you're smart. They know you're smart, but that's what they want.
Hmm.
They want a smart, intelligent woman because that's a challenge to them.
Hmm.
To manipulate her, to brain suck her. Yeah, it's a challenge. Am I right, Lizzie? Because you're
Yep.
not a dumb woman, okay? And my friend is not a dumb woman. You're educated, she's educated. So, but you guys never thought you're gonna fall in that trap.
No, never. And I did. I mean, literally the first relationship I was in out of my home that I grew up in was, the one that ruined my perspective on everything because it showed me what's really out there. But I never thought it was going to happen to me.
Mm-mm. You
I
never.
thought I'm smart. I know what I deserve. No, no, I didn't.
No, no, and that's man. I feel you guys' pain every single day. Every day I feel your pain. Um, I know that everyone needs help. I get that, but I want you guys to understand that evil exists. And let me
And
tell
it's
you, karma is
amplified.
real.
It
Karma is
it
real.
gets I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. It gets amplified too when that person that has abused you so horrifically mentally, emotionally, sometimes physically, like for me it was physical. And
So
like
it's me, physical and mental.
it just it makes it so much worse when you finally try to claim back some of that sovereignty over yourself, you know CPS is sicked on you, and it's like,
You
what?
know, let me. I want to share something else too. When you're in a relationship, and oh, go ahead, talk.
Okay, so
Hey,
I
and then
think that, oh, you're not muted.
oh, sorry.
So yeah, I just think that it's amplified when you leave an abusive relationship. You don't realize how much harder things can get, and they do get harder because they will call CPS on you. They will make all these allegations, these crazy, wild accusations that aren't true, and 98% of the world probably could look at you and know aren't true. But it's different when it comes from a narcissist because they are clever and they are convincing and they are charmers. And that's what you have to be very careful about. And that's why I fell into the trap that I did, because I fell for the charm. So if you don't keep your wits about you, it could do the same thing with you.
Mhm. And just remember, guys, I didn't hear anything you said because I was talking to a friend of mine. Um, but it's been a long day. When you're in a
There's always a way
relationship,
out.
when you're in
Sorry.
a relationship, and say you're in family court, and family court give you custody, and you did a 7:30 psych evaluation with family judge approved it. You and your ex are doing a 7:30. Your ex was told he's a covert narcissist or whatever. Family court recommendation is to give the children 50-50, but more so for the mom. Basically, a couple of days more for the mom than the dad, but basically joint custody. So the psychiatrist told the mother that family court doesn't care if he's a sociopath. They still recommend 50-50. That's the sad part. But then they blame the mother for being right, right? So when he,
That doesn't
wait,
compute for me.
wait,
That's
there's
so
more.
wrong.
I know, but there's more. When they were in trial, he was lying under oath, under oath. So the mother's attorney, my friend's attorney, was like, "Okay, you're winning, you're winning, you're winning." As soon as, of course, his mother gave him advice, and you know, his,
Mhm.
sleep buddy, um, they told him, "You know what? We're gonna have to take now the other step, a second step, Plan B." Plan B is their aunt, my friend's children's aunt, who is the paternal grandmother's sister. She's a supervisor for the Department of Children and Family Services. All of a sudden, reports were made from the mom, which is not true, but they blamed the mom for making the reports. See?
Yep. And I'll bet you it was a social worker that called.
No, it was his
Oh,
aunt. The only concern the mother had is that when he brought the children back to her, they were sick all the time with cuts and bruises. The doctor, the pediatrician, told the mother she had to she has to be involved because this is not right. So when the pediatrician reported reported him, not the mom,
ooh.
not the mom.
Well, but then he's got people that are like high up in the system,
I
right?
know, but
So
they said the
it
mother.
did nothing, I'm sure.
But listen, they lied and said the mother made 7 reports. That's a lie. My friend didn't make no reports. They would come to her and say, "You made a report." And then she would say, "I didn't make a report. What are you talking about?" Then they would question her. And she was so naive to the system and she would answer their questions. So
Yeah.
they wrote down the mother reported, and it looks like on paper they knew what they're doing. Lindsay,
Yep.
the bottom line, they knew what they were doing, and she was sucked into it, thinking she's innocent. How is that? She's innocent. She's going to be believed. It's not true.
Yep.
That's why when people call me and say they're innocent and nothing is going to happen to them, I'm like, you guys are dumb. No offense to you guys. I love you, but Jesus
Yep.
Christ, wake the hell up.
I was that person too for a minute because I studied early childhood ed. I was going into teaching, and when I trained, we had to be certified mandated reporters, and they train you you have to call, right? And so I was that person. I kept saying, well, if a family's innocent, it won't matter if I call. Yes, it will.
It does matter. Everything you do and say matters. Everything. And the thing about it is, people do it for vengeance, and the only vengeance that he wanted, that he hated about his ex is big, my friend, is because she figured him out.
That's what narcissists hate. They hate being uncovered.
Once you uncover them, then they're like, oh crap. Now they take a different approach. But if my friend was still naive, she would still be married to him.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like naive, but she didn't feed onto him. She didn't feed to his lies anymore. She would, like, every time catch him on it. I'll give you an example. He would tell my friend he's working an overtime day at the firehouse, right? My friend said this is happening a lot, right? Like she would tell me, like, Georgette, this is happening a lot. Like every, like I, she came
Like
to the
way
point,
too much.
yeah. Then she called the fire department and she said, "Hey, is so and so working here today, an overtime day?" No. Well, let me check the computer. They would check and they say, "Oh no, he's not. He's off today."
Oh,
You get it? So what they do, they lie. They make up stories. And when she caught him in lies, she's not a violent person. She literally would talk to people. She's a talker, meaning that's how her mother raised her, is talk about things, don't get angry. So she
right.
went to him and she said, "Well, I called the fire department and they said you're not working today, but you told me you've been working overtime day this whole week, right? Oh, you're a snoop. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that." So basically he turned the table against her.
Like maybe don't lie to me and I wouldn't have to be.
But that's what they do though. See, so
Yeah.
deflecting. So basically she's like, "Okay, wait a minute. Time out. Let's go back to you. This is not about me. It's about you. Because I didn't tell you I was working and I wasn't. It's about you." So she kept going to him. She's not a dummy. She studied
Yeah, she
psychology.
doesn't she sounds very intelligent.
Right. She studied psychology. She's smart. And let me tell you, she would literally see a person and diagnose them like immediately. See, the thing about her with him, he was so smooth,
Yeah,
she didn't sniff it because he was that good.
same.
So that's when the psychiatrist she went to evaluate the relationship told her that the covert narcissists are the most dangerous. Why? Because they're covered. They're so clever. Then he told her in the office, and that's when she was terrified and called me. He told her that he has the same traits as Lucifer in the Bible.
Oof.
So,
That gave me goosebumps.
right. So it is very important. That's why when I hate to say this, and I don't want to sound um, but I support moms. I support mothers, and there's a reason for that. There's a huge reason for that. Not that I'm against dads.
No,
I'm just against fathers. Remember, anyone can be a father. Anyone. But not anyone can be a dad. There's a huge difference, and I'm going to say that over and over again. My dad was an awesome dad and husband and friend. Awesome, meaning awesome. My dad would. My dad, the way he loved people and the way he loved my mother, I will never see in a man on the face of this earth. Because women naturally receive. So when they're receiving BS from the man and they fall for the man, that's not on the woman. That's on the man. I'm sorry. Because see, women are receivers and givers, meaning God put in us compassion, love, to
empathy.
empathy. Even the ones that been in traumatized when they were little or abused or been in a narcissistic relationship for like ever, and they're already been traumatized by the abuse, they become angry and resentful. And if they don't take care of themselves, if they don't realize what they've been dealing with, they're going to turn against themselves. Then
Absolutely.
them people are going to judge them and say they're crazy, but they did not live with her and him and they did not see the mental trauma they created in that woman. I'll give you another example. My friends, the one I was talking about earlier, um, her mother-in-law, to make her look crazy, while my friend was in the shower, her mother-in-law had a key to the house. Her husband never told her that he gave a key to his mother. So she walked in on her. She was in the shower, went to the baby's room, and took the baby. Left.
What
Mother
the
comes,
hell?
the mother comes out, hysterical, calls her family, calls me, calls her sister,
Yeah.
and hysterical. Where's my baby? Where's my baby? Where's my baby? Right? Then she, called the police. Police came. While she was talking to the police, you guys are not going to believe this. The grandmother her and the baby were in the garage. While the mother was talking to the police on the front yard, she went through the garage door to the office to the living room, put the baby in on the playpen, I mean the crib, and then left and went to the garage.
What is wrong with her?
Right. So when the police walked in, they saw the baby.
And so they're thinking, okay, this lady's a nut job.
It's a
And really,
setup. It was a setup.
yeah, really, it wasn't her at all. It was the mother in law.
Right.
That's messed up.
It was a setup. I'm just giving you an example. So that's when my friend said, okay, this is not normal. This is not normal. This never happened before. And the same thing her husband did when he would walk in, takes items, and then he tells her, where did you put blah, blah, blah? And then she'd be like, oh, it's in the, credenza, whatever. No, it's not. And she would look at, I could have sworn I put it in here. Get it?
Trying to make her think that she was nuts.
Yes. So basically what they do, they start with your psyche. They start with your psyche.
Yep.
But they're so clever because they're so smooth. Him and his mother are exactly identical.
I think that's a thing with narcissists, though,
They
because
do it
the
from their mother.
narcissist I had
Yeah,
dealt with, it was the same way with his mother.
yeah. They're identical. Identical. So narcissistic is a learned behavior. You're not born Lucifer. You're not. It's a learned behavior from childhood. And narcissistic parents turn their children into narcissists. So, and Chanel said, same thing I just said. Those are all learned behavior. There you have it.
Yes, they are.
So basically, don't ever blame a woman that fell in love with a facade of an idiot. Okay? So oftentimes we blame the woman. Try to put yourself in her shoes and live with a sociopath and get traumatized by a sociopath. It
Oh,
takes a very strong woman to go to heal herself from this.
yeah. I mean, just from my experience, when I was in that situation, I got all the time, well, why don't you just leave? It's not that
Not
easy.
easy. No.
They completely mentally tear you apart and then rebuild you the way that they want you to be.
Yes, and then you're thinking it's all your fault. I swear,
Yeah.
I'm joking. My friend will call me and she's like, "Yeah, I just told him I'm sorry. I think it's all my fault." And I'm like, "What? What did you just say?"
I'll
All
tell you, when I was in the situation that I was in, I apologized because I interrupted that person sleeping with another person in my room.
yes.
And I was sorry because I walked in. What?
But hey, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. My friend walked in on him he told my friend, I'm tired of you. Like, you're always here. Like, go do something. Why don't you go to your family? So she took the toddler while she was pregnant, and went to her family. She had to travel there. Went, decided to go to her family. So what happened was she left her ID. She came back, and guess who she saw? Him with that woman, the district attorney.
Mm.
And then before that she forgave him for, he was with a flight attendant.
Oh, good Lord.
That he was with a uh he used to like going sailing or boating or whatever when he was married to my friend, and he was with another woman in Cancun. And my friend's ex-husband that she was married to for 13 or 12 years was there and saw them and sent her a picture of what he saw.
Oh, dang.
So they literally lie and manipulate, and then they make you feel that they love you at the same time. Don't leave me, I'll love you. If a man ever hurt you, don't ever believe it when they say, don't leave me, I love you. They don't love you. They just love the idea of you. They love how they can manipulate you. They love how they can, you know, play with you.
Yeah. I mean, my ex would tell me things like, I do love you because, like, I wouldn't put up with you being as worthless as you are, stuff like that. And so at the same time that they're telling you good things that you want to hear, they're telling you the worst parts of yourself that they've convinced you of already. So they're just solidifying it at that point. But it sucks because in your mind, you're like, oh, that's so sweet. He just called you useless and it's sweet. No, but
What
you're
happened to
mentally
you?
not built that way anymore.
Exactly. And this is every woman needs to hear this. And a lot of men think I'm not against men, because if I'm against men, then I would have had a very bad childhood with my father. I had the most loving relationship with my family that I wish to God I can go back. I wish I had a time machine. I want to go back to my childhood, and I want to stay there. I want to stay there with my family, because that was the most amazing time of my life. Okay. But I'm not against men. I'm against cowards. That's what I'm against. So let us know what happened to you when you saw him on the couch.
Me?
Yeah.
Um, it wasn't on the couch. I walked into our bedroom and he
Oh, wow.
was, yeah, he moved her in like a week before that. So I knew, but like I was about 8.5 months pregnant, I think, at that point. And so I was like not about to go live in my car 8.5 months pregnant. Well, then after I walked in, I apologized and he was so upset with me that he kicked me out. So I ended up in my car and, yeah, I just kept begging him to come or to let me come back. And mainly that was because I didn't want to be stuck homeless with, a newborn baby. But he did eventually come and get me.
Wow. I'm going to tell you something, but I want you to educate women out there how important it is to know the person you're with, and what would that relationship take you to. Remember that just because my friend was married to a scumbag from hell, was a narcissist, but he had a lot of connection. But guess what? Every abuser have connection. They're all favored by the court system. Doesn't matter if they have connections or not, because every abuser is picked as the good parent by our judicial system. So what advice would you give to moms? I'll be right back.
I would say if you are in a situation like this, my advice to you is definitely going to be you got to get out first and foremost. You got to get out of that situation because they don't love you and they are never going to love you. They are not capable of loving you. And that doesn't mean you're unlovable. It just means that they suck and you deserve better. So I would say, A, leave them. Get out of there and do you. And B, I went through a lot of trauma therapy after I left because I had to. I couldn't mentally function normally anymore. I had no worth to me. And that is a scary prospect. So, therapy, working through that mental, you know, mind screw that they've kind of put you through. And then you will finally realize, okay, nope, I am worth, everything. I am a good person. I'm not what they say I am. Um, and you just have to stick with it because they will keep trying to convince you and they will use CPS to keep trying to convince you that something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. And
Nothing. Unless you're a drug addict on the
well,
street,
yeah,
shooting yourself day and night.
that's a problem. Yeah.
That's different. You need mental help. Not that you're, how can I say it? We should never degrade each other.
No,
We should help each other. That doesn't mean, you know what? I'm going to take the children completely from her. It should mean we're going to
let's
get
work
together and
together and help each other.
help each other. Unless you're a murderer, and you're psycho that way, then I'm gonna keep you at bay. Meaning, you go your way, I'll pay for you. But those kids don't belong to you right now.
No,
Okay, but the system is so narcissistic that they're literally Lucifer little minions because their joy is to leave children with the abusers. Focus on the good moms, but leave the children with the abusers. I think I told you guys this story before. I used to buy my father ties every year for Father's Day, even in Egypt, by the way. My mom would give me money, take me to the store. First thing I do is get a tie. My mom was like, Dad doesn't wear ties, baby. Why don't you get something else? He likes tools. Why don't you go get him? Let's pick him tools. No, Mom, I want ties. My dad had gazillion ties throughout my life with him. Okay. One day out of the blues, I was in high school, like the first year of first from junior high to high school. And I said, Dad, you never wear a tie I gave you for Father's Day. Why? He said, Child, I don't wear suits unless there's a wedding or a funeral. He said, I don't really like ties. I like to be in jeans. My dad was like a jeans man, my dad. And ship, we call it ship, which is like uh slippers, right?
oh, okay.
My dad, he
I
just very,
like that word. Say it
yeah,
again.
ship. So that's my dad. He was just a free bird, right? And I said, okay, Dad. I said, then why did you always accept it from me? Why didn't you just tell me that? He said, because I love you and I didn't want to hurt you. But obviously, you like men in ties. That's what I learned about my daughter, right? That is true. I was attracted to guys in ties or a uniform. And it's weird. And then he said, I want you to do me a favor. Instead of you wishing me a happy Father's Day, go kiss your mother's hand. Give her a hug and thank her. I said, Dad, I already thanked Mom on Mother's Day. Now it's Father's Day. It's your turn because you work hard for us. He said, what do I do for you guys? I said, you go to work. You come home, you have dinner with us, and Bible study on Wednesdays. Right? He said, what does your mom do? That's what he asked me. I said, Mom takes us to school. Mom cooks for us. Mom takes us to after school activities. Mom buys us
Kisses, boo
clothes.
boos,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Mom
yep.
is our healer. Mom is our doctor. Mom is our maid. Mom is this, da, da, da. He said, who stays up with you all night when you're sick? I said, Mom. He said, what do I do? I said, you're snoring. And he said, exactly. He said, my job is to support you guys protect my home and my wife and my children, and provide. Your mom's job is basically a full-time maid, teacher, nurse, chauffeur, and wife, and neglected herself at the end. She came last. My mother always came last. But my
Good
dad,
mothers always do, though.
yeah, but that's true. My dad would see my mother and he would like literally kiss her hand. And at night, he would kiss her on the forehead. In the morning, he would kiss her on the forehead. Goodbye. See you later, type of thing. But he asked me to do that because he was teaching me something. He was teaching me the value of a woman, of a mother. My dad had so much wisdom. My dad's birthday is May 18th, by the way, and he died May 12th. So June 18th, and he died June 12th. And so this month is kind of hard for me right now. So my father had so much wisdom, and he knew how to be a husband. He knew how to be a dad. He knew how to be a friend. He knew how to be he even fed homeless people. He fed them. He got them jobs.
That
He was
must be where you get it from, is your parents. Your parents just seem like they are just so, I don't know. I don't even know the word, like wholesome. Not wholesome. That's not the right word, but you know what I'm saying? Like
they
they're good people.
they're very good people. The only thing is, I should have been taught about evil more, because when they died, they left me learning about life. But they were good people.
Yeah. Do you want to pray?
I just I'll pray tonight with everybody. I just want to tell you guys that men out there, don't ever mistreat a woman, a mother. Value the mother. Value the mother of your children, and love your children. And when you love your children, you respect their mother. If you have no respect for their mother, then you have no love for your children.
That
It
is
does,
very well put.
and that's the truth. And mother-in-laws out there, I have advice for you guys. I remember my cousin, uh, my brother, uh, in his first year of marriage, went to my mom and he was complaining about something. My mom told him, "Don't talk to me about my daughter," which is his wife. She called her daughter. "Go to your wife, kiss her, and love her, and don't complain about her. You should thank God for her every day." That's what a mother in law should do. Not turn her son against his wife, not be jealous of his relationship with his wife. There's so much corruption in the world. Family should stick together and should help one another, not be divided. And It saddens me that there's so much jealousy, and people don't see that jealousy is not from God. Jealousy is from Satan himself. Arrogance, jealousy, pride. That's why pride is mentioned in the Bible so much, that God hates pride, because Lucifer was prideful. Lucifer was prideful. So respect women, respect mothers. And if you see someone is getting mistreated, protect them and guide them. There is no need for hate. There's so much corruption around us. Why can't we just be the light? Why can't we just help one another? Help one another. There's, and I'm not telling you this because I want to get any credit. I get no credit for this. Okay. I'm not telling you this to get credit. I swear, as God is my witness. Okay. Went to a fast food place, and there was a guy. I came out, and I have this weakness. It's called French fries. That's my weakness. No other fast food, only French fries. That's the only junk food I have. And I went there and I said, you know what? I'm going to get French fries. It's not good for my diabetes, but oh well. I'm craving it, right? So I came out, and there was this guy in a backpack, and he was like looking down, and then he said, "Ma'am, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." He said, "I don't want money. I just want something to eat and something to drink." That's all he said to me. So I took him inside, and then I said, "Okay, order whatever you want." And he did. And he said, "Anything?" I said, "Anything." And he did. He said, "Thank you so much." And he said, "God bless you. Thank you so much." I said, "So what's your story? You're a young man. You're handsome. What's going on?" He said, "Well, ma'am, I used to live in North Carolina with my mother. My mother kicked me out of her home because she has a new boyfriend. And I didn't have a job because I lost my job because of the recessions we're in, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "How did you get here?" He said, "One of my buddies helped me come here. He got me a flight, came here to California." And I said, "How come you're not with your friend?" He said, "Well, my friend's wife kicked me out. And she said that I could only stay there for a week," right? So the cashier heard me talk to him. She asked me to come to her, to the window. And I said, "Excuse me." And I went. She whispered, "Why are you entertaining this guy? He's a scum. He's, no, what's she say? He's a, like, he's homeless, basically." But she said a different word. And I said, "Because he needs help. He can go get help somewhere else." That's what she said to me. And I said, "But why does it bother you?" She said, "Because you're buying him food. So just give him the food and let him go." That's what she said to me. I'll tell you the name of the place later. But it was sad how I saw people do that, right?
We see it every day, and it's
Yeah,
just sad.
yeah. People have stories. He doesn't have a DCFS case, but he has a story. If he's using it for drugs, he would say, "Give me money." And I've
Right.
seen it happen. But this guy said, I just, I want to eat. That's it. And if you would have seen him, Lindsay, he's as handsome as can be. He had the most beautiful blue eyes, the sweetest. Oh my God, he's full of hair, blonde hair. And he just, he's like a magazine beauty. Like he was maybe around 20, 25, 26.
Well, struggle doesn't discriminate.
No, but he was so sweet, Lindsay. So, so, so sweet. So what I did is I called my ex-boss that I worked for over gazillion years, and I asked if he could help him figure it out. So I asked him if he had a phone, right? The guy. And he said, well, not really. So what I did is I got him a hold of the Obama phones, the people, that thing.
Yep.
And I said, for now, use that. Okay. So we can get a hold of you. And then my ex boss told me that he spoke with him yesterday and he was going to meet with him to see what he can do to get him on his feet.
Awesome.
So when that happened, my ex boss said, I'm going to also help him find a place to live. So he's going to help him, with he's going to help him.
I
So
love it.
that's how everyone should behave. Everyone. I'm not telling you to go to a zombie who's on God knows what kind of drugs.
Yeah, no.
And sometimes you don't know who you're entertaining. You could be entertaining an angel and you don't know it. You don't know it. So you will be able to feel if you're entertaining the right person or not. Talk to them. Don't look down at them. I just wish everybody could just love one another and stop backstabbing each other and stop looking down at one another. Stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah, there's just so much negativity in the world today, and it's not necessary. We don't need it. Like, why can we just not all be kind humans?
No,
That's
you're not. And people don't like to hear that. A lot of people, I've noticed, when you tell them to be kind to one another, they're like, okay, this is not the kind of show I want to watch. Hell, this.
yeah,
Let me just log out. That's so stupid. I don't want to hear that. But what they don't understand that message, love is what's going to destroy DCFS.
absolutely.
Love is what's going to take down the Department of Children and Family Services. They're feeding on our anger. They're feeding on our resentment towards one another. They're feeding on, um, all
Our
this false
our
allegation,
hateful,
hateful nature.
yeah,
Yeah, jealousy. Mother-in-law jealous of her daughter-in-law, call CPS. Father hates the mother's boyfriend, call CPS. Mother hates the dad's new wife, call CPS. It goes on and on and on. If a man
yeah.
leaves you, don't cry. Thank God he left you. You know why? Because whatever God gave you will never leave you. But we open this Pandora box,
Yeah.
and then our children are involved, and then we say, God, why did you do that? God is like, oh, I told you not to. I sent you this person and that person and that person and that. And then you turn them all away.
There's
And
a big red sign right there.
yep, I had it. She had it. Everyone
I
had it.
did.
Yep. I said, oh, hell no. She said, no. So God did do what he needs
I
him to do.
probably I probably even hit my head on it when I walked underneath of it. I'm telling you.
Exactly. So don't blame God. Bottom line. Okay? Don't blame God. Um, Today's Friday. Where is my notes? My goodness. On when is our show again? Thursday?
Hmm.
Thursday show. We're going to talk about hold on. The 388 petition and hearing. So do your homework on that one. The 388 petition and hearing.
All right.
Okay?
I'm on it.
All right. I am going to circle that.
388 petition and hearing, yeah?
Yep.
Got it.
Oh, and the 6 months review hearing, the 364, the
All right.
21E,
The what?
the 21E
Okay.
hearing. Yeah.
All righty. I'm on it.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna cover on Thursday. Uh, hold on. Thursday, uh, June 15th. Okay.
Sounds good. I'm excited. Thank you for sharing about your parents.
I love. Oh man, I told you my dad's. This is his birthday is June 18th, and he died June 12th. Isn't that crazy? He died before
It
his
is crazy.
birthday. I know. But yeah, I talk about them a lot, Lindsay, only because man, I will do anything to bring them back.
Yeah. And it
I
keeps
know
them with you.
they are with me. I mean, I sound like them every day. I can't believe even my brother told me I sound like them. Um, my brother told me I sound like my mom, and I have
I just
my
appreciate you sharing that with us because, it's some of us didn't have that. So hearing it from your parents through you is lovely.
thank you. But you know what? You guys can have that. Choose the right partner.
I got there eventually.
And I hope he listens to that show one time and he can hear it, because that's a beautiful thing. And you know what's good about this? When you love each other, that when you're close in love with each other and you have that respect, God prolongs your life. Like it, you have a healthier life. You have a meaningful life. And when you stand strong against the enemy, the devil trying to separate you, that's when he gives up and flees from you, because he can't divide you.
Nah, he
The kind
cannot.
right there you go. That's the kind of mindset you need, both of you. Okay, and you are a beautiful young lady, Lindsay, and
Thank you.
very smart,
Thanks.
and I appreciate you. So
I
I
appreciate you.
well, thank you, ma'am. I will see you, God willing, on Thursday, and the show in about 30 minutes if you want to watch it.
Yep, I'll be on there. I'll be on watching.
All right, I love you. I'll talk to you
I love
guys
you
later.
too.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.